I have spent like the last few years building my career as a software engineer, and on a day to day, I spend my time mostly programming, building projects, building features for people. But the moment you pause from all the building and all the work and you actually look at the state of the country, it's actually heartbreaking. And the question arises, like, how do you build when your country is falling apart? Like, how do you find value in, getting up every day to do what you do when you look out the window and the situation feels hopeless? And you could just be scrolling, seeing on Twitter or whatever social media platform, and you come across, what's happening in the country, and it's heartbreaking. And the disconnect between like what you do every day, because you're like, oh, I'm just on my computer, you're trying to build this feature, you're trying to write this code, and you're like, oh, what's even the point of what I'm doing if it cannot help the situation of the country? And that is what everyone has to go through every day, not just programmers now, not just software engineers, everyone who gets up to go to work every day. You're like, oh, this thing is heartbreaking, but you're like, oh, if I don't go to work, there's no food on the table and everything. Like, I have a family, and I have a beautiful young daughter who's growing, who's not aware of anything that's happening. And you're like, how do you know merge the two? How do you understand the situation, but at the same time, still protect your loved ones and still show up every day, like you really mean it? Yeah. And that's what led me to make this video, trying to just understand and help everyone, who is trying to face the same, or who is facing the same challenges, who have anxiety, or just generally stressed by the situation of the country, and you're being, you have no choice but to show up to work every day. The question is, what can we do as a 9 to 5 worker? Yeah, what can we do? The truth of the matter is, people that have platforms definitely speak out, tell people to go get your PVC. But I'm coming more from the angle that would get you as much as possible to the best place every day, so that you have something that you could keep relying on a continuous basis. Yeah. And for me, what I do, or what I try to do, was to understand the relevance of my work, try to understand the impact of what I do every day, and how that could translate to, the situation helping the country. Yeah. You know, I think people could call it like, just trying to give yourself hope, or cope, or, just trying to cope, with the situation. But I think, we all need to find a way to move and keep building, because the truth of the matter is, people doing these evil deeds, they are planning their next evil deed. They're getting up every day, they're happy, they're excited. As sad as it may seem, they're trying to still plan and move. And whereas us on this other end that are seemingly trying to do some good, seemingly trying to, or let me just say, we are pro-life, yeah, because obviously the other side is not. And we're trying to do these things, and we are getting paralyzed by the news and the activities. And if we don't move, the evil moves, and the evil continue moving. So for me, it's like, how do I keep on moving and not being weighed by, what's happening? And for me, it's to understand, sympathize with, what's happening for sure, and try to channel all of that energy into understanding what I need to build. So I'm like, oh, I looked at my full-time 9 to 5. What do I do? I currently work at Bumper. Bumper helps, businesses, manage their businesses, sell online, manage inventory, and all of those things. But by the time you zoom out, you actually look at each of these individual businesses, and these businesses are people who are trying to, fend for their families, trying to put food on the table, trying to, start something out of nothing. These businesses are, based in the country, trying to be resourceful, getting imports, trying to create something new, shirt printing, clothes, and they're trying to make the best out of the situation. And every day I show up and I build something, I'm helping one of those businesses and indirectly helping a family put food on the table. So for me, understanding my work and my programming, that with that perspective, it puts a lot more purpose into what I'm doing. And by extension, makes me understand how the work I do can help the country. So I would challenge you to figure out or do the same. If you're doing customer support, try to even understand, like, oh, how does this connect? If you're doing, you're a bank teller, how does this, you help a customer who, this was their last card, but because you were there to attend to them, they could, get money, because let's say they didn't have access to other means of, getting, just try to connect what your work is doing, so that every day you can show up with that motivation that you are actually helping, the situation, helping Nigeria. And anytime opportunities come to even do more, because you already are in that mindset of like, every day that I wake up, I'm doing something to move the needle for this country forward. When those opportunities arise, you're able to recognize them and then jump on them. Yeah. So one other thing for me is that I understood that if we get paralyzed by this, even the website that people are using to register for voting, I'll put the link in the description. So register for your voters card. Imagine if the team building this was getting paralyzed by the news and the insecurity in the country. It means that people wouldn't be able to register to vote. So that team has to show up every day and ensure that that site is kept online, and so that everybody who registers to vote can actually be processed. Yeah. And as long as the people are doing that, and that is similar to my job. Yeah. Fellow software engineers or website builders, build that platform and maintain that platform so that it's possible for this to be possible. So in every way, we have to keep on trying to find out how we can, keep doing what we're doing, because what we're doing is adding value to the rest of the nation, even though we can't see it. So give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Don't feel like you're powerless, because you're not. Every day that you wake up and show up is a fight against evil, and like I said, once you're, tuned to the right frequency, whenever things on that frequency aligns with you, or you see things that come up, or opportunities to help or support, and you're already on that frequency, it's going to be easier for you to show some support. So basically, I'm just saying, like, we need to find a way to transition and turn this energy into positive energy, so that every day when we show up, we can show up with full energy to lock in, to build, to create new things, and to create the future of this country and what we're building. So this is my little nuggets to every builder out there, everyone who's creating, every 9 to 5 person who is feeling the weight of going to work every day. We can't stop doing good. We can't stop showing up. Now is the time to even do more, because we know where we are. This past weeks have been really eye-opening to how far the country is, and how much help and how much work each of us have to do. And this is my own way of doing that. So yeah, that being said, I'm going to keep on showing up. I'm going to keep on building, posting content, trying my best to inspire and motivate and teach as much as possible on this platform, and sharing my journey across the way, how we are keeping it together and building while in this chaos. Yeah. As much as possible, we hope for the best, and in everything we're going to do our best to keep pushing. And yeah, so this is me asking you to join me and just keep pushing as well. Show up every day with the ginger that you had, with even more ginger, going into work. And yeah, that's it from me. If you watched this far, thank you so much. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It's Neurocodes. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.